is Katie Smith, and I am queer. It's weird to say that in front of a room, like come out to a whole room of people. And also, if a heterosexual person were to come up and introduce themselves this way, it would probably be pretty weird, right? I mean, imagine it. Hello, I'm Carter Murray, and I'm a heterosexual man. You would probably think, okay, Carter, that was a little unnecessary, but okay, good for you, man. We seem to have let these labels define who we are and how we see others. Not that labels are bad, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm more trying to get at here is that many people, when they hear about someone who is queer, they often think that that's all that person is, that's all that person really is, and maybe that person feels as though they can't relate to someone who is queer because they themselves do not identify as such. I want you to know that there's a lot more to me than just being queer. I also believe that there are probably a lot of things I think, enjoy, and feel that you can relate to and vice versa. The problem I find with identifying myself as a lesbian is the stereotypes people often associate with that label. I'm not the lesbian you can find on Tumblr wearing matching Calvin Klein underwear and bra. I don't wear Birkenstocks. I have no interest in watching the elements. I don't own a million cats, although I'd love to own a million dogs. And I'm not just butch or a femme. These stereotypes and labels are often thrust upon me in conversation, and I consider these to be a little offensive, mainly because my sexuality does not affect the things I'm interested in. Unfortunately, there are many people who don't look past those labels I mentioned, one of which being my biological father. For me, he was the cool parent that would let me get away with anything I wanted. And him and I would do everything together when I was with him. We would do all the redneck type stuff together that I'm sure many of you enjoy too. A few things just him and I would do together were riding four-wheelers, driving a old Toyota 4Runner through mud holes we find up in the woods, and he used to teach me about cars and how to work on them. But that all ended when he found out I was queer. He found out on Christmas Eve last year when he stole my phone and read through my texts with my best friend at the time. And I consider myself to be a very loving friend, and I show that through text by just telling whoever I'm talking to that I love them like 45 times. And that's what made him ask if I was a lesbian, was just me being nice to my friend. And when he asked that, I remember bursting into tears, and I remember just kind of tuning him out the rest of the time because he was just yelling at me about how this was my mom's fault for the way she raised me, because when I was younger, I was only interested in boys' things, so I wore boys' underwear and stuff, because it had superheroes on it. He went off saying that I was just like this because I wanted to be more like my friends, which at the time may have been true, but also I'm my own person. And after he had finished yelling, he started crying, and it felt like more of a guilt trip move than anything else. Luckily, that Christmas was in Utah at my grandparents' house, so I had to fly home to Washington instead of the usual 8-hour drive up home from Oregon with my dad. Sorry. When I got home, I decided to come out to the rest of my family on his side because I would have rather they heard the news from me instead of from him. No one was quite as harsh as he was, although many defended him or stopped talking to me. The next few months until a little bit after spring, I spent arguing with him over text, and it was more of a one-sided battle, and I tried to be passive with him, and he was very aggressive. And he decided to make the 8-hour drive up here to my house to steal the truck he bought for me for my 16th birthday. And like a rat, not the cute ones, but like the rat on Lady and the Tramp that tries to kill the baby, that rat. He snuck up here in the middle of the day while I was presumably at school, so he would not have to see me. But what he didn't know was the fact that that day we had left for camping around noon, and if we hadn't left an hour before, we would have caught him in the act. And I remember remember sitting in the family truck when he texted me. He texted me to tell me that he stole my truck and that he was leaving my house now. And I was just thinking of all the times he wouldn't make it to my sports games or my birthday parties because it was too long of a drive. But he drove all the way here to punish me for being gay. I remember crying not because he took the truck, but because of what that action symbolized. It was a symbol of his giving up on me. He gave up on trying to understand or trying to get to know who I really am. And I think that piece is what we really need to keep in mind on MLK Day and all days to follow. We need to understand that we can't just give up on people because of their identity, whether that identity be their sexuality, gender, race, or a mix of all those. The last thing I want to mention is that if any of you are struggling with something in your life right now, I just want to let you know that you are loved, your feelings are valid, and in the words of Tupac Shakur in the song Dear Mama, you are appreciated. Thank you.